does public safety play in education?
Hi, good evening. I'm happy to be here and support you and speak on behalf of the sheriff. We actually, the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office actually hits this from multi different levels. So during the daytime, my officers are tasked to ride the neighborhoods and find juveniles that are not in school. It's a truancy deployment. So we ensure that once we come across a juvenile that's under the age of 18, we make sure that we take them to their home school so that they're not out, committing crimes or becoming victims of crime. So that's the first thing that we do. The second thing that's really very pivotal in this is that around the country you'll see that our school resource officers, because of defunding the police, have been released from this. That's the first officer that's released out of that. And that's such an important role to have and to continue to have, is that school resource officer, because at a very, very young age, from 5 on, they develop that relationship and they develop, some things that they can learn from police officers. And that's the first line of defense. And God forbid we're in this time that we have to worry about an active shooter. We actually have a police officer on site for that. So that's a very important thing that we have to keep. Another thing after school is that we have buses to take our children to the PAL, the Police Athletic League, which is a huge, huge thing. And so, the kids can go there after school. They're with police officers, and they get their homework done, and they learn some really good, vital things. That's really important, that we have to continue that relationship. And the last thing is that we just keep and maintain a really strong relationship with our leaders and our school board resource office, our school board police, so we can continue that relationship all the way through with public safety and education.
Daniel?
No. I don't want to hog the mic, but I would like to respond. And anybody up here that has the comments on that, y'all jump on it if you want to. But I would tell you, when I was on the city council president, we had incredible violence taking place in certain neighborhoods, and we're seeing that today. I think everyone I talk to, when they turn the news on, they're dreading to see what they see. And Sheriff Waters has done an incredible job making a dent in that, and I think we're heading in the right direction. But when I was on the city council, we led the charge to implement the Jacksonville Journey, which we added 100 new officers to the streets, to the highest crime areas. And we also added, which I think is important and we should talk about, prevention and intervention opportunities to make sure that not only were children occupied when they got home from school, but they were also helped and tutored. And that's incredibly important too, because the investment you make up front is way less than what you would make in the back end whenever someone's entering the criminal justice system. And it's so much better for us to focus on these children at 3rd grade reading levels to make sure they understand how to read before they go to 4th grade. Because if that doesn't happen, the odds of them heading into the criminal justice system is incredibly high. And we saw crime go down. You cannot argue with the crime stats. Back when we implemented Journey, we put the bad guys in jail and we kept them there. And then we had a mayor come in and dismantle Jacksonville Journey, dismantled and defunded police, and now you see crime where it is today. And I think that's something we should talk about, because we know the solution. We just have to have the will to go out there and make it happen. And I'm going to invest in the safety of your streets. We're going to add 200 new police officers. We're going to fill the vacancies by attracting folks from communities where they've defunded the police to come here and join us. And I think it's incredibly important. But you can't just enforce. It's something we have to do right now. It's a triage situation where we have to enforce the laws, but we have to go in and make sure these children have a world-class education and the dignity of a job in the future. Because if you have education and a job, that's the best crime fighter you're ever going to find. And so that's something that we're going to focus on. And I'm so thankful for you and your sacrifice and the men and women you serve next to. You know I have your back as we move forward.